The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. Science has proved that our brains are hardwired for story. I believe in the power of storytelling, which is why I teach it. But I know some of you watching this will be thinking, well, I want to work in IT or I want to be an engineer. What's storytelling got to do with that? So to answer this question, I decided to meet with Dr. Adrian Kelly from the UTS Faculty of Engineering and IT to see what he thinks about the power of storytelling. Adrian?
Katrina, nice to meet you.
You too.
Come on through.
Thank you. So Adrian, tell me what it's like coming to UTS as an engineering or an IT student.
I think for many students, the Faculty of Engineering and IT is a very large organisation, and students realise they're one of many, particularly those first year subjects where there may be hundreds of students in the lectures. And it's really important that students connect with other students. That way they can get to know not just other students in their classes, but students in other years of the degree and students who can tell them about their experiences.
Sometimes I have students who question the relevance of storytelling or learning storytelling, particularly those in the more technical fields.
The statistics show that 60 to 80% of their time will be involved in talking with other people, communicating with other people. Now, all of those different types of communication involve telling little stories, explaining things from the beginning through to the end and the different steps that happen so that you come to a good outcome.
So engineering's not just technical, it's also social.
Exactly. In fact, the definition of engineering practice is learning to be part of a socio-technical field.
So why do students have to learn how to tell a story, learn the craft of storytelling?
People who are good at telling stories influence other people, get people to follow them, get people to want to work with them.
It's a learned skill.
It absolutely is a learned skill to be a good storyteller, to be an engaging storyteller.
So when it comes to science, is it data or storytelling?
Data in itself doesn't mean anything. We turn data into research by creating a story around that data about what it means and what we can do with it. So good academics, good researchers are good storytellers.
So do the students use storytelling in their assessments?
A lot of assessments involve students telling stories about things that have happened to them, talking about their experience. In fact, if you go into a laboratory and you do an experiment, you tell a story of how that experiment happened. In the professional practice program, where students are talking about their work experience, their assessment is a portfolio where they collect stories about their work experience.
Can you give me an example of a graduate who came back and talked about the relevance of storytelling in the workplace?
I was talking to a student from Bhutan recently, and she told me that before she went to work, she had imagined herself sitting in a workplace on her own doing engineering work. And she said she was really surprised that she spent a lot of her time in the office talking to other people. And the thing that really interested me about her story is she said, at university, we're quite competitive with one another. We do assessments and the people with the highest marks are more successful. But at work, you have to work collaboratively. And I realized that I had to talk to people often during the day, and I had to tell them what I was doing and where I was up to and what the next steps were. That story really encouraged me to think about the way in which work is about telling stories all day to everyone about who we are, what we're doing, where we're going, and what we hope the final outcome will be.